Hi, how are you? My name is Pete, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to easily tame the the tech wyvern. So before we start, I just want to mention that all footage you're gonna see is recorded on the single player on the standard settings, but for some reason I had 6 times taming speed enabled, so it doesn't really change anything you're gonna see in the video, apart from the fact that it will take you a little bit longer to tame the wyvern. So the tech wyvern, unlike the crystal wyvern, doesn't require you to have any specific level, so technically you can tame it at the very low level, although you do need a couple of things before you start taming it. And one of them things is the Mutagen. Now, if you already know how to get the Mutagen, feel free to skip the video ahead using the timeline at the bottom, but if you don't, let me show you how to get it. Now, the only way to get the Mutagen in the game without crafting it is to go to Rockwell Cave. And the entrance to Rockwell Cave is, unsurprisingly, in the Rockwell Gardens side of the map, and it has 2 entrances which are pretty much beside each other. As you can see here, I'm on 48 by 30 on the map, and what you're looking for is for that round, weird looking building. And the entrance to the cave is directly opposite to it. Now, once you get to the cave, you want to pay attention to the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Sometimes you need to give it a few seconds for it to show up, but you're looking for that icon that says the Mutagen nearby, which basically tells you that there is a Mutagen plant available somewhere within the Rockwell Cave. Now, the game usually spawns 3 Mutagen plants at the same time, so as long as there's at least one of them available, you should get that icon at the bottom right hand corner. And this is how they look. As you can see, they're not that hard to find because they actually have a little bit of a light on them. Now, keep in mind that the second you're gonna collect the Mutagen, everything around you will just attack you, so be prepared to run away. And if you collected all 3 of the mutagens, or there is no more mutagen available, the icon will disappear, and you're gonna have to wait about 8 hours for it to respawn on the dedicated servers, and about an hour on non-dedicated servers or single player. There's one more way to get the mutagen, and it's by collecting the mutagel and then crafting it into mutagen. Now, to collect the mutagel, you need to wait for the right rocks to appear in the space biome, and the rocks you're looking for are the ones that you can see on the screen right now. There are those tiny brown looking rocks, and to collect the mutagel from them, you can use the pickaxe, you can use mining drill, Anki, or you can even use the tech strider. However, be prepared to clean your inventory pretty often because you're gonna get tons of ambergris. And you actually do need a lot of mutagel to be able to craft mutagen. The minimum amount you need is 800 of mutagel to be able to craft 6 mutagen. And you can only do that in the chemistry bench. As you can see here, I have 700 of mutagel, and it won't allow me to craft the mutagen until I put the full 800 in it. Now, at this stage, you're probably wondering how much mutagen do you need to tame the tech wyvern? Well, to answer that question, I would strongly recommend to use the .x, which is the mobile app, but it also has the web version. I will put the link down in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But let me show you real quickly what the .x says about the amount of mutagen you need to tame tech wyvern. So as you can see here, at one time taming speed for level 50 tech wyvern, you're gonna need 11 mutagen, and for the level 100 you're gonna need 20 mutagen, and for the level 150 you're gonna need 30 mutagen. So I'm guessing it's safe to say that you need roughly about 10 mutagen for every 50 levels of the wyvern. Now, once you have enough mutagen to tame the wyvern, you want to put it on the last slot on your hotbar. Another thing that you're gonna need for this method is a good flyer, and by good flyer I mean the flyer that has enough stamina to stay in the air for a while and pretty good melee damage. So I would strongly recommend you would use the snow owl for a couple of reasons actually. First of all, it's actually pretty strong tame, it has tons of stamina, has a pretty good melee damage, and because of its unique flying ability, by pitching down you will be able to get away from most of the danger in the space biome. Not to mention that if things go south, you can always heal yourself using the snow owl. So once you have all that, I would recommend you put the snow owl on follow and also set it on passive. And you're also gonna need some kind of a weapon. Like, you're not actually gonna do much damage with that weapon, so it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be a pike, could be a primitive crossbow, anything that does any kind of damage, and I will explain later why. So when you have all that, you're good to go to find the wyvern. And when you find the wyvern you want to tame, you want to approach it on your snow owl. Now be careful to not get hit by that blue beam attack. If, however, you get hit by that blue beam attack, what you want to do, you want to fly away and wait for the owl to join you. You definitely don't want to go back to your owl, and the owl will slowly try to get to you. As you can see here, it gets slowed down by that blue beam attack, but sooner or later it will have a window where it won't be affected by that slowdown effect, and it will get to you quickly. And at that stage you can jump back on the snow owl, run away a little bit, and come back and try to attack the wyvern. So the whole idea is that you get to the side of the wyvern. That way the wyvern will circle around you, allow you to freely attack it. Now you will get attacked here and there, but it shouldn't affect your snow owl too much. And the whole idea at this stage is to bring the health down of the wyvern to 10% or below. Now you will know that you reach the 10% threshold when you get to see that blue kind of smoke animation coming from the wyvern wings. And now what you want to do, you want to dismount your owl and run away. And you want to position yourself so the owl is exactly between you and the wyvern. That way the wyvern will always attack the owl, and you will do that by using the blue beam attack, which actually does a very little damage to your tame, so you have all the time in the world to do this next part. So here's where it gets tricky. Right now there is a bug in the game which I assume will get fixed at some stage, but if you brought down the wyvern's health to 10% by using the tame and you didn't damage her yourself, despite the fact that the wyvern is below 10%, you won't be able to raid it. As you can see here, I'm trying to approach it, but it just doesn't give me the prompt to raid it. So it took me a while to figure it out, but the way to fix it is to actually do the damage to the wyvern yourself. And that's why you needed the weapon. So as you can see here, I'm just using the normal, standard, primitive pike, and I'm just gonna hit the wyvern a couple of times. Once my character actually did some damage to the wyvern, it will fix the prompt, and the next time I approach it, as you can see, I get the prompt to press E to raid it. Now once you start raiding the wyvern, all you have to do is pay attention to the bottom part of the screen where it says during barrel roll to tame, and what you're waiting for is for it to change into a white sentence saying use mutagen now, and that's when you hit the E button. So you don't pay attention to the wyvern, you don't look anywhere else, you just look at the bottom of the screen and wait for that white sentence and immediately hit E. And after you've done it enough times, the wyvern is tamed. Now of course, as I said before, for some reason I had it set on 6 times taming speed, so that last part of the video that I just explained will take you a little bit longer if you have lower settings. However, the whole procedure is exactly the same, and if you follow all the instructions, you shouldn't have any problems taming the wyvern yourself. Now I hope you find this video useful. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.